When I was a child, my brother would tell me a bedtime story about the man who murdered our father. About all the things we would do to that man. He never should have trusted Cersei.
You never should have either.
Death. She's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one.
How long do we have? Before the sun comes up tomorrow.
Hey everyone, it's Fantoni. This is going to be my Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 2 trailer breakdown. The first episode was awesome. It had so many massive moments. The trailer for the second episode is teasing just as big moments, if not bigger. I am really looking forward to this second episode. Jon's parentage has just been revealed to him, and Jaime Lannister's at Winterfell. The Night King's coming, it's all happening. As usual, we're going to go through the trailer and break it down scene by scene. So it starts with Jaime Lannister on trial. Remember, he's coming to Winterfell for a good reason, but he's coming on his own with no army, and it looks like he's answering for his past misdeeds. He's answering for being the Kingslayer, for pushing Bran out the window. It feels to me that Jaime's pretty freaked out by Bran, especially if Bran's using his powers maybe to reveal stuff that only Jaime knows, or very few people. Maybe even the story about why Jaime killed the Mad King and became the Kingslayer. It's happening in the Winterfell Great Hall before Queen Daenerys, Lord Jon Snow / Aegon Targaryen, Lady Sansa Stark, the Lords of the North and the Lords of the Vale. Bran's there, Tyrion's there, Missandei, Varys, Davos, Jorah, pretty much anyone of importance. I think Brienne will also be there, and she's going to play a massive part in this trial. I'm not sure if it's an official trial, it might just be Daenerys bringing him before her and questioning him. But it might end a bad way, but we know it's not gonna. We know Jaime makes it to the next episode at least, and he fights in the battle. We saw this in the trailer. Daenerys tells Jaime, when I was a child my brother would tell me a bedtime story about the man who murdered our father, and all the things we would do to that man. That's obviously Dany talking about Jaime being the Kingslayer, and her older brother Viserys, who was the middle child, he's probably told in a twisted way, he's probably portrayed Jaime as a really bad guy and the Mad King as some sort of hero, probably made him out to be a great king, when in fact we know the Mad King was a horrible man. He was burning people alive. Remember, he even killed Ned Stark's father and brother. Dany has said several times that she's not like her father, and even Jon Snow in the last episode told Sansa that she's not her father. But when you think about it, it's still her dad, and Jaime did swear an oath to protect him. He was part of the King's Guard. But we know why Jaime had to kill him. If Jaime didn't do it, it's likely King's Landing would have went up in wildfire. She's probably not so much bothered about him dying, but maybe there is a bit of feelings there, but maybe more the fact that she was forced to live in exile and assassins tried to kill her. Honestly, it's a difficult situation. I think Dany does know the Mad King was a bad person. He might be reluctant to talk about what happened that day, but maybe someone does it for him, maybe someone with more credibility. Maybe Brienne, because she knows the truth. Even though Jon Snow doesn't know the truth, maybe he mentioned something. His parentage has just been revealed to him and he knows he's actually the Mad King's grandson. Maybe he's got something to say. But I think Bran's going to stand up for Jaime. Yes, stand up for Jaime. I didn't mean to say it like that. I think Bran's going to tell everyone that Jaime had to kill the Mad King to save King's Landing, and he also had to push him out of that window to lead him down the path to becoming the Red Raven. The Bran and Jaime reunion was a massive moment in the first episode. Obviously Bran doesn't hold grudges anymore, he's beyond that. Jon told Bran that he's a man now, but Bran said not quite. You could say he's referring to the fact he can't use his legs, but it's the fact he's the Red Raven. He's beyond human now. He's not going to hold a grudge. This is going to be a very big scene. It's likely to be the very first scene in the episode, or very close to start anyways. I don't know how long it's going to go on for, but we know it's going to go well for Jaime, or at least he's going to fight in the battle in episode 3. So he's going to make it out of this. I think Bran and Brienne will defend him, maybe Jon Snow as well, and obviously Tyrion's going to try and defend him, but his stock is falling really hard, especially once it's revealed that Cersei's actually going to betray them and not bring her armies up north. I'd like to see Dany forgive Jaime, maybe say it was the right thing to do. Episode 1 showed us that some characters actually fear her and what she's done in the past, such as when she burnt Sam's brother and father. I actually think that Bran's up to something. He's always there when something big happens. I actually think he's manipulating the situation to make Jon Snow king. The previous Red Raven showed Bran the Tower of Joy and Jon Snow's birth for a reason. Perhaps that's to make Jon Snow the king and to be the leader to face off against the Night King. Bran was there waiting for Sam when he came out of the library after finding out about his family. He knew that Sam would be worked up and very emotional, but he made him go and tell Jon about his parentage, there and then. He knew he was angry with Daenerys, and he did suggest that Jon's the rightful king and perhaps a better ruler. In the next shot we see Varys, Jorah and Tyrion watch as Daenerys walks by them. In the next shot it looks like she's in a private conversation with Sansa, maybe that's where she's walking to. Daenerys says he never should have trusted Cersei, and Sansa replies, you never should have either. So it looks like Cersei's betrayal is public knowledge now. They're obviously talking about Tyrion. It seems like he really believes Cersei, maybe the fact that she has a baby now, he knows that her children are the most important thing in her life, she has something worth fighting for now, she has something worth living for, but obviously he's been tricked, and it's not going to go in his favour. A lot of people are not going to trust him now, especially Daenerys. But maybe Dany and Sansa find some common ground against Cersei. It's obvious they don't like each other. It seems like Daenerys tried, but Sansa wasn't having any of it. She was not happy that Jon bent the knee. But maybe after finding out about Cersei's betrayal, they kind of find some common ground here. You know, they put their differences to one side. Remember, Cersei's going to be incredibly dangerous. She's a cornered lioness. I think she's going to strike the north when they're busy fighting the Night King. Sansa's always warned Jon about Cersei, but he kinda shrugged it off. The Lannisters are a southern army, they're not going to march up north during winter. But they have the Golden Company now, it's a completely different situation. There's also another shot of Daenerys and Sansa. It looks to be at the Great Hall of Winterfell during the Jaime trial. Dany gives Sansa some sort of side eye, maybe Sansa's made a comment that Dany doesn't like. So in the next shots, we hear Arya give the same line from the trailer, "Death has got many faces, I look forward to seeing this one." She does look very confident, but from the trailer we know that she actually runs away from something. She might be a badass, but the Army of the Dead is on another level. This plays over several scenes of battle prep. You've got soldiers running, Gendry working the forge, Jorah's actually got Heartsbane now, we knew this was going to happen. It looks like Sam gives him his family sword and Jorah uses it in the Battle of Winterfell. Dany goes down in the Crypt of Winterfell and meets with Jon. We have seen this before in the trailer. We know that Jon's been told about his parentage, but is he going to tell Daenerys? I think he will, and it's going to cause some issues, but just before the battle they're going to make up. It is a big deal, but the Night King's coming, everyone's about to die if they don't stick together. We've also got an awesome shot of Arya firing a bow. It's a great callback to season 1 episode 1 when she fires an arrow when Bran's practicing. He's awful, but she's really good. Obviously in the last episode we saw Gendry make some dragonglass arrowheads. Ranged weapons are going to be incredibly effective against the dead. You don't want to get up close to them, they'll just rip you to pieces. Kill them from range. Also, Arya asked Gendry to make some sort of staff weapon made from dragonglass. Honestly, these ranged weapons are going to be incredibly effective. They're much better than fighting the Army of the Dead up close. Obviously, needles are completely useless. It's just made of normal steel. It would just hack away at the whites. It wouldn't actually kill them. Arya does have a Valyrian steel dagger, but this staff weapon is going to be really good. So Tormund and the Night's Watch make it to Winterfell. Jon asks Tormund how long do they have. He's obviously talking about the Night King, because the Night King's between the Last Hearth and Winterfell, but it looks like Tormund arrives first. Tormund replies before the sun comes up tomorrow, and this plays over more battle prep shots. You've got Dothraki and Unsullied and other soldiers, some sort of trebuchet being fired. Let's fire balls of dragonglass and fire at the whites. This shot here I really like. It looks like it's Jon Snow, maybe Ed, and Sam watching over the walls, waiting for the Army of the Dead. The last 3 members of the Night's Watch. The last 3 brothers. I'm really getting Helm's Deep vibes from this battle. Obviously it's a night battle, and it kind of feels like Aragorn watching Saruman's armies arriving. We've got Jorah of Heartsbane on horseback, Grey Worm and Missandei Kiss. We've seen these scenes before. This battle's going to be incredibly emotional, it's going to be a bloodbath. Dany's in her room looking sad, we've seen this before as well. We know Jorah walks in shortly after. They're probably talking about Jon's parentage. Maybe Jorah gives Dany some sort of advice. Jon's ready for battle and he's looking at something or someone, and then the trailer ends of Tyrion watching on the walls. Yep, I'm definitely getting the Helm's Deep vibes. So what's going on here? Is the battle going to happen in episode 2 and then feed into episode 3? Or is episode 2 going to end just before the battle? Maybe the last shot is the first White Walker horse from the trailer arriving and it cuts to black. I think episode 3 is going to be the battle. It's going to be the longest episode ever. I think it's 84 minutes long. It's going to be all these characters fighting for their lives, lots of different points of view. Supposedly it's the biggest battle ever filmed. I think episode 2 is going to focus on Jaime's trial, Jon's parentage, and then preparing for the dead. It's going to be a massive episode, and I want to know what you think about this trailer. Have you spoiled anything I might have missed? If you guys have got any requests for videos from the first episode or the second one, just let me know. And as always, remember to leave your thoughts in the comments below about the trailer, and then subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.